all sorts of fishing videos. Ever since the Pelu started coming in and the bite's been picking up, I've been getting a lot of requests on how do I catch them. I mean, even though I have a previous video explaining the rigs I use in order to catch them, I'm pretty much going to walk through my whole bait pole setup and from point A to point B. Now, this is going to arm you with all the tools that you'll need in order to catch bait, but it won't necessarily teach you the art and science. And that's just something you're going to get from experience and actually being on the water. But you'll definitely have the tools needed in order to catch them. Are you ready? Let's get it. The reel I like to use for my bait pole is going to be it's made by Quantum. It's a Quantum Optics 60. Now, it's a little overkill, but I like to have more line and not need it than need it and not have it. Also, the reason why I go with the Quantum Optics 60 is because it does give me the ability to target various species, whether Awana, Awama, Akule, Halalu, Apelu, even Kavas. This reel will be able to handle it all. In addition to its overall strength and performance, it only cost me about between $20 and $30 from Walmart. And this particular one I've had going on about 2 to 3 years, and it's performed well. And I've like freaking sunk this in salt water, and with a brief freshwater spray down and a spraying of some corrosion block. I got this from Hanapa over on Kalihi, and this was like maybe $5, I think $5-6. Had this going on a year, but just a basic spray of that, and it's like working just like new. No problems, no issues whatsoever. And what I use to spool this is, right now I got 20-pound mono on there, but yeah, you can really use anything. I know some people use 10, but I like to use 20 just to give me that extra confidence that what I have hooked will stay hooked. But also with that, understand that you also got to use your drag system. So a properly set drag is key. And that pretty much will make whatever pound test you put on this irrelevant. Next, I'm going to show y'all pole itself. It's made by Shakespeare Ugly Stick. It's a Tiger Elite, 6 foot 9 inches long, and it's rated 10 to 25 pounds, 1.5 to 3 ounces. Now, I use a 6-ounce lead. It handles it just fine. This one ran me about $60 to $70, and I bought this one at the NEX. But you could buy them at West Marine, Hanapa, even POP. And the prices may range $10-15. But overall, you'll get the pole and the reel for about $100. Now, it's very simple. The overall weight of this is probably about 2 to 3 pounds. So it's not that heavy. Like, you could jig this all day. And it's just a basic spinning setup that fits well. See, it's well balanced, which I found surprising because normally that's not the case. Typically, the reel makes it really heavy, but as you can see, it's not like I am perfectly holding that right there, and it's keeping its balance, no problem. Which makes this very, very comfortable to jig all day from the kayak sitting down. I'm just gonna run this 20-pound test through the guides, and I probably got about 200, 300 yards of this 20-pound test around here. Now, keep in mind, there's a little trick I like to use. If I'm fishing for them in 100 foot of water, they'll be hanging around anywhere between 20 and 70 feet. So what I like to do, knowing that, I like to put 50 foot of whatever leader material I'm gonna use. For this upcoming Apelu season, I'm gonna use 20-pound tests for my main line and then 10-pound tests for my branches for my bait rigs during the Apelu season. And basically what I define the Apelu season as, it goes from July all the way to January. And then they start becoming finicky, harder to catch. And that's when I'm gonna downsize and go between 8 and 10-pound mainline and 6 to 8-pound branches. I got my line routed through my pole like normal, right? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get my leader material, which is gonna be 20-pound test from Missouri. I like it. It's top nut. It's like a 100% fluorocarbon. It's a Japanese product, but I've been using it and I'm sold. This thing is awesome. But I'm reel off 50 feet of it. And the reason for that is though when I drop my damashi, I don't have to count 50 feet. I just know whenever my uni knot comes off the reel, my sinker is gonna be at 50 feet. So I'm gonna be in the middle of the school. Quick tip for you guys. That way you don't have to worry about counting lines and all this other stuff, right? And a quick way that I like to do it is I know my arm span is 5 feet. It's right around 5 feet, arm to arm. So I just pull 10 times. 1, 2, 3. So once I get to 10, I use some of my handy dandy pliers right here, cut my line. And then I'm gonna join them together. Using a blood knot, which is basically a uni to uni. And it's a real, I like the knot. However, another easy knot to use is an Albright knot. That one's quick and fast. And I think I actually might use that one because it's an easier knot to tie, for one, and two, I think it's actually slimmer. To tie the Albright knot, basically what you're going to do is you're just going to take your main line that you have coming off your spool and make a loop like that, right? And then you're going to make a loop, and then you're going to take the line that you just pulled off the reel, and you're going to put it through, and you're going to wrap it around five to 6 times. And then once you have it wrapped around both, you're just going to stick it. It's going to look like that, right? And you're just going to stick it through the loop that you originally made, so that it'll pull out, come back looking like that right there, right? Come back looking like that. Real simple. And then you're just going to pull it after you lubricate it. You're just going to pull both ends tight. You're going to come off with a nice neat knot, and you're just going to clip off the ends and just make sure it's secure. That bad boy ain't going nowhere, trust me. It's one of my favorite knots to tie when I'm connecting any type of leader material to my main line. And you clip off the tag ends. Yeah, it looks just like that. Nice, easy, right? Clean knot too. We won't have any problems getting stuck in the guides or coming off the reel. And it's solid. It's not going anywhere. If you're fishing in 100 feet of water, you're waiting for this knot to come off, and it hasn't yet, but your line has stopped. Understand, clear indication that you have a fish on. So what I recommend you do is, at a steady pace, just reel in the slack, and don't boost it. Just keep steady tension as you bring your fish to the boat. Because what happens when you boost it is when you reel down, like when I say boost it, and you know, when people are fishing and they pump the rod like this, well, you don't want to do that when you're catching bait, because the moment you go like that, it puts even a little bit of slack into the line, which allow the fish to shake the hook loose. So you just want to keep it up and just maintain constant pressure until you bring the fish up. Now, the fish are going to fight, so understand, they're going to take drag. I advise you let them do it, because keep in mind, this is only 20-pound test line, yes, but you're using 10-pound branches. This is where I attach my swivel. That's going to be going to my damashi. If you have any questions or concerns or any more tips on the trade, please leave a comment in the section below. Like I said and mentioned earlier, these are all the tools you need. But in order for you to figure out the art and the science to it, you got to actually get out there and do it. All right. I hope this has been beneficial for you guys. I'm Captain Greg Brown, owner, guide of Drag Taker Fishing Charters. And I hope you guys be safe, tight lines, and I'll see you guys on the water. all sorts of fishing videos.